Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video we're diving into level 80 to 99 of Pirate King Adventures and showcasing what I'll be running for that threshold without using any of the new badge. So we're going to dive into a regular run, and we're basically keeping our mini boss fights at the low levels. Now, I've been sort of prioritizing Rayleigh just because Rayleigh's a lot easier to kill with the auto team that I showed yesterday, or that sort of single tap team. However, if you've got some of the boosters and whatnot and you want to just sort of make your way through the fights easier, you can definitely just prioritize the map, basically. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to... You know what? Just for the sake of the video, I'm actually not going to fight any of the mini-boss fights. Now, my mini-boss teams have changed drastically. You'll see why when another video comes out. But if you guys haven't checked out yesterday's video, or earlier in today's video I should say, when PKA first started, basically just rocked that same situation. We were using Whitebeard as our captain. Whitebeard was amazing unit just to sort of wave clear, and that way you can actually just single tap and just get through all the stages. We were using stuff like the Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin support on Kid Law. That's not essential. Vivi is not even essential. You can just stall out the 2 turns. There's a chopper support that you can use on Nami as well. But the idea of the teams that I was using was actually utilizing specials just to get it done a lot faster. Now, like I said, you want to get to 500 turtles as quickly as possible. But if you have some of the boosters, it's going to be absolutely fine. You're going to get there pretty quickly. And now that I do, I'm not too worried about those mini-boss fights. If you guys want some auto teams, there's a bunch of auto teams out there. I did link Pappy's channel in the description of my latest video. I'll link that video in this particular video for you guys to check out if you want to go head over there. But like I said, the strat still remains the same. Keep your mini-boss stages low and focus on the final stage. Or just keep everything low, get the 500 turtles, and then work on PKA at the back end of the season. A lot of stuff is coming though, obviously with Gear 5 like right around the corner. So you do want to get those turtles done quickly just so you're not sort of overwhelming yourself with too much content. I know that's a weird thing to say, but look, a lot's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. So just be mindful of that with stuff like Blitz Battles, stuff like Grand Party, stuff like Championship of PvP, and then obviously leading into the big celebration that is Gear 5 too. So there's a lot coming. Just be mindful of that, and try and get your turtles done fast. And keeping your bosses at a low level is the way to go. But in today's video, we're focusing on some teams that don't utilize the new batch against level 80 to 99 of Maha. So that is the priority today. The first team that I'm going to show you guys is utilizing a lot of boosted units. I haven't actually ran it yet, so hopefully it will work. And then the second team is a team that I do believe that'll work. This one here, actually. This team that I do believe will work past level 100. I just don't know how far it'll actually get. For the first part of this video, we are going to be using this team right here. And this team should be able to clear our way all the way up to level 100. As for level 100 plus, I don't know how well this team would actually go, as there are a lot more gimmicks on level 100 plus. So oh, the paralysis goes up to 7 turns. That's interesting. That means I'll have to change this to Rayleigh. Yeah, that has to be changed to Rayleigh then. You guys will see this video in the back end of the clip, but that's what the team will actually look like. But for now, this is the team that we're going to be utilizing. As for changes to this team, I don't know if anything will change too much. We just need to make sure that we find an Ezo friend captain. The idea of these teams are you do want to find an Ezo, so that way you can get more gains for your turtle drops. Now, Ezo's big gimmick is when you tap with a perfect, with characters with barrier pen, you can actually remove certain effects, and it's very, very handy to do that. The downside, okay, we got some Ezos, nice. There's a guest captain there. The downside to Ezo though is you need characters that have barrier pen to actually get this effect to work. So as you can see, you remove 2 turns of damage reduction as long as you hit with barrier pen. Lucky for us, Ezo is one of those characters, and I do believe that this Garp actually has... Nope, he has double special acceleration. Ignore that. I'm bugging. Fortunately, that's the only character that has barrier pen, which is kind of sucky because we need to find a way to actually get rid of damage reduction on the King stage. That might be a problem. Give me 1 second. So because of that new shitty barrier pen that Ezo has, we had to take off Garp and bring in Pudding. Now, Pudding's a really good option here. We need her for the special reverse, but that's the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, this whole team, besides Pudding, is actually boosted, which works out quite well. But once you hit level 100, the only booster that really matters is Perona, or the new batch of characters. If you manage to pull the new batch of characters, that is. So, if you guys have those new characters, like, more power to you. But like I said, after level 100, really the only character that's going to matter is Perona. And then once you hit the 500 turtles, it's all about getting to level 150 anyway. And none of the rest of the runs actually really matter anymore anyway. Besides actually just farming turtles on the mini-map. And that's why keeping the mini-map levels low is the way to go. But as you can see here, on stage 3, we come up against Apu. Apu's going to give us Special Bind by 1 turn, Burn, and Attack Down. Perona literally just takes care of the stage. So if you have Perona, bring her, because she's just so good for this fight. She's the perfect option to take down this particular stage. And because we have Nami on the team as well, we can easily kill Apu here. And with the Barrier Pen addition that Izu gives, we can actually get around the damage reduction super nicely with a perfect on him as well. So super nice stuff there. Onto the King and the Queen stage. They're going to bind our top and bottom row and they special reverses. This is where Pudding is going to come in clutch, because Pudding is going to give us the special cooldown. Now, ideally, we'd like to stockpile something here. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch with Luffy Yamato just to get their color affinity buff. That way you can use the Pudding special, and this will help out after level 100 because you will need 2 turns of special reverse. Then you can bink that Pudding special once again. But for us today, we're not going to worry about it at all. We're just going to utilize the special of Odin and Toki. That's going to remove the 7 turns of paralysis that will hit later down the line. And then ideally here we are going to take out Queen. So Queen's going to be our priority. And we're going to try and take him out in one shot here. Should be pretty easy with Odin and Toki. You love to see that. And then we're going to leave King alive. Now, keeping King alive is much better than Queen, because Queen gives you, like, attack down and a bunch of whole other shenanigans. Oh, yeah, I forgot that Odin Toki heal. Probably could have used Garp. Definitely could have used Garp, actually. You just need to switch into Odin, and then you would have been fine there. Totally forgot the Odin and Toki overheal, so I would have been absolutely hunky-dory there, but look, it's not the end of the world. What we're going to do here is going to switch back with Luffy Yamato, and then we're going to switch with Odin and Toki. Odin and Toki are going to give us an orb boost for our slasher characters, so very important that we actually get that. But now our orb buff for Izo is actually going to go absolutely crazy. So we're going to start the tap with Pudding here just to remove the damage reduction that King puts up on himself. He gives 2 turns of damage reduction, and that's literally all he does besides like a HP cut and whatnot. So he's super easy to take out, and then we can move into the final stage against Maha. Now Maha is going to do up to 40k after level 100. For now, I don't think it's 40k. I think it's only like 30. He gives you 5 turns of Despair, which will go up to 6 after Sockets. He has a Barrier, and then he has 5 turns of damage, Defense Up and Threshold. So that support of Zoro goes so hard here, because you can remove 1 turn of Despair, as well as 1 turn of the Barrier, and then you can actually remove the the rest of the Despair with Kuma on Perona. I lost my train of thought for a second then. We're then going to use Izo because there is a Defense Up and Threshold. We can actually get the Wano Orbs and we get all that good stuff there. Nami gave us base stats, which Izo would give, but Nami does it to remove the special bind as well. We can remove the Defense Up now with Izo. We can give us back the color affinity boost with Pudding, and then we can give us an orb boost with Luffy Yamato. So super nice stuff there. And then to remove the Threshold, we just need to tap with the Barrier Pen units. And now that I'm looking at it, we actually don't have enough Barrier Pen units. So love that for me. Absolutely love that for me. Yeah, we don't have enough Barrier Pen units. So we're going to have to put the Chopper support on Nami. Let's just see if we can take 2 turns here, though. Alright, so we're going to switch into Yamato here. We're going to try and take 2 turns to take this stage down. But look, we'll see how we go here. So we're just going to tap once with Pudding. We're going to take a shot. Like I said, if you have the Chopper support, we can use the Chopper support on... oh, that's not ideal. That's not ideal at all. You can use the chopper support on Nami. That'll remove 2 turns of threshold there, which should seal the deal for us. But look, we'll see how we go. Rocking it like this, having Pudding as our captain is not ideal. As our captain, unless we can... Unless we can do some shenanigans here. I'm scared what he does after a certain amount of turns, though. Oh, this is probably a bad idea. Yeah, that's a bad idea. Well, now we're going to have to stall it out. Like I said, if you have Chopper, just use Chopper on Nami, and that's going to remove a bunch of turns of... Okay, there's stun. That's going to remove a bunch of turns of Threshold, and you shouldn't have this problem. The whole thing they want you to do here is bring Barrier Pen units, so then you can actually get around all this shenaniganry. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so we're going to switch with Luffy Yamato here, and then we're going to use the Luffy Yamato special. The reason I'm just going to do that is because that way I actually get damage reduction here, and I should be able to tank one more turn. We're going to lose our massive orb buff, but that's okay, because we just need to tank one more shot. If we didn't do that, we were going to die, so like we had to do that. We're going to get a little orb boost with Odin Toki now. We can use Izo and Kiku for a bigger base stat boost. We're just banking on Izo and Kiku here to give us the most amount of damage as possible. We have resistance with the super class. Nami is going to increase the base stats, I believe. Yeah, Nami increases the base stats. You love that. And then we can get color affinity for our free spirit characters there. Actually, no, we can get the color affinity for cerebral characters with our Pudding special. No, not Pudding. I'm losing my goddamn mind. My Perona special. So let's see how we go here. Let's see if we can actually get this done. This is going to be tight. But, yeah, I think we're good. Alright, sweet. We managed to get it done still. It wasn't pretty, but we definitely got it. Like I said, you'd want to use the chopper support on Nami, so that way you can get around the threshold. Because remember, you still have 2 units that have Barrier Pen, so you should be able to get around the rest of the threshold just by hitting perfects that way. So, I'll show you what that team looks like before we go into the final team of the video. So you'd want the team to look a little bit like this and then just burst every special on the final stage. That way you can get around all the threshold and you can just beat it that way. But like I said, this team should work up to level 100. After level 100, the damage might start getting really tight. But like I said, we'll definitely test that later down the line when we get more PKA stamina. We are going to dive into this team now and showcase how this team works, because I do believe this team should get us a little bit further than level 100 moving forward. So let's dive into that. So, unfortunately, my mic was muted when I actually recorded this, so I do apologize that my voiceover and the screen isn't actually going to align, but I'm going to do my best to sort of commentate over this particular team. So, as you guys saw it just before this part of the video, you do want to make sure you have Rayleigh on Luffy and Ace. That way you can get around the 7 turns of paralysis after level 100. But as I stated, this team should be able to clear up to level 150. It is subject to change depending on the damage and the scaling, but I do believe it should be able to get around all the gimmicks, and I'll test that once we actually get some more PKA stamina, like I said in the rest of the video. This team is built around a no-stall run as well, so that way you guys don't have to worry about stalling, and you can get to that 150 nice and easily. And it does get, like I said, it does get around all the gimmicks as well, thanks to some supports and whatnot. It is a shooter-based team led by Ben Beckman, Lucky Roo, with a Izo friend captain, and then we just have the new Perona because she's so good at taking down stage 3. She gets around the special bind, she gets around the burn, she gets around the attack down. She's just so good for this stage. Hopefully, just with a Luffy and Ace switch, being a chain boundary, we can actually kill on this particular stage every single time. But again, this will be subject to change depending on the HP scaling. As of right now, it's not even a little bit of a problem. And hopefully it stays that way, like moving forward for the rest of the fight. On stage 4, we come up against King and Queen. They're going to bind your top and bottom row, which should go to 6 turns after sockets, and give you 7 turns of paralysis after level 100. They also give you 2 turns of special reverse as well. So, again, that's why the Rayleigh support is so essential, because if you combine the Rayleigh support with the Kazuna Rare Recruit Frankie, you can actually remove all of the paralysis. Frankie gives you the cooldowns, and then Luffy and Ace can not only give you a burn, an orb boost, and a conditional, but they can also remove the bind. Using Luffy and Ace also activates the super class of Ezo, so very important that they're on the team. They're also 75% drop booster too, so you actually get an extra drop with this particular team as well, which is really, really nice. Ideally, on this stage too, you want to kill Queen and leave King alive. There is a damage limiter that only lets you do 100% of the one enemy's HP, so you can only kill one on this stage. But with the burn of Luffy and Ace, you can do a substantial amount of damage to King as well. And King is a lot easier to deal with after turn 1 than what Queen is easy to deal with. So Queen is actually not easy to deal with, I should say. He gives 5 turns of attack down, where King just puts up 2 turns of damage reduction, which you can easily take care of thanks to Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo, as well as the Ezo hitting with perfects and shooter characters, just removing that thanks to the barrier pen mechanic. So works out quite nicely there. Unfortunately though, for taking down King, we're not going to have any buffs. So again, it's subject to change depending on how much scaling there is here. But we do save an orb on Ezo, and hopefully thanks to that burn of Luffy and Ace, we can actually get the kill there nice and smoothly. On the final stage against Maha, he's going to give us, I think, 6 turns of Special Bind after level 100. He does like 40,000 damage, 6 turns of Despair, a whole bunch of nasty stuff. But thanks to the Brûlé support, we can get some orb manipulation. But Ezo should be able to give you a full bottle Wano slot. He does for me. So I imagine after level 100 you should be able to. But Brûlé is going to give you a full bottle orbs no matter what. Nami's going to remove the Special Bind. Oh, sorry, Nami and Usopp. And they give you a color affinity boost. Then Ezo is going to be your tap timing, your base stats, and remove the defense up, as well as give you resistance down for shooters. Then with Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo, you can get an attack boost, orb boost, and chain boundary. And then finally switch into Ace, so that way you get the shooter character, you get another character that hits with type advantage, and you should be pretty hunky-dory here. To get around the threshold, you just need to hit with units that have barrier pen, and for this particular team, we actually have 4 of them. So, works out quite nicely. We have the Kuma and Yasop support to get around the Despair, and to get through the barriers, we're using barrier pen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, there you guys go. That's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully that team clears up to level 150, but keep an eye on the channel to see if it does. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any other fun stuff. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the bell, the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff as well. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Later!